What's going on, everybody? It's Jace, and I have another video for you all today. As I alluded to last week, I am going to be talking about some of the new orange boxes I picked up. This one came in a few days ago, directly from Hong Kong. I don't know if that's going to give away what this is, but anyways, I'm going to spoil it anyways, which is going to be the Sacai CLOT LD Waffle. So as usual, if you're new to my channel, my name is Jace. I do sneaker content on this channel. So today it's going to be kind of like a mini review / my impressions. So if you like any of that content, please make sure you do subscribe and like the video. But as usual, I'll be talking about design, the materials, the quality control, the fit, and as usual, just kind of my final thoughts on this pair. But yeah, let's get to it. Starting off with the Sacai CLOT LD Waffle. Definitely a pretty unique colorway, very kind of summery vibes for me. Lots of warm tones here, lots of warm hues. So you got the net, which is, I believe, to be kind of like this beige right here. It's throughout the shoe, and it definitely helps neutralize some of the super bright colors on here. And speaking of bright colors, you obviously have the blaze orange, and I feel like the name really fits it. It is a pretty bright orange. It's not quite like a neon orange or anything like that, but it is definitely in your face. And then you got the little secondary accent with the deep red here that is on the bottom of the outsoles, as well as the swoosh and the tongue. And also forgot to mention that there's a bit of this lime or like watermelon green here on the edges of the eye stay panels, as well as the Nike Sacai logo and the tongue tags. So you get a nice little hit of natural coloring as well. You have this typical transparent material that is featured on all CLOT shoes. So this one is not fully translucent like the clear plastic rubber on the Air Max 1s. This has a more kind of opaque look to it. So then getting to the materials, I do want to talk about the suede here. It's not super napped, so it's not super soft, but you can obviously feel the direction changing for the fibers when you rub your hands against it. It's not too buttery as well either, it's very thin. And you'll kind of see that over in the back as well. And then the only piece in that beige color is going to be the eye stay support, which is actually going to be in leather. Speaking of leather, you also have the leather in the blaze orange back here with the Nike Sacai logo on it. And then you have another piece of patent leather almost, stamped with like a snake skin. This swoosh underneath is also a piece of leather that's been texturized, but it's in 3M. You also have the green pieces in suede here along the sides, almost woven looking netting material. I'm gonna guess it's probably nylon or polyester beads that are stamped together to create a really thin, almost like membrane-like structure. And then you also have your typical woven sock liner, probably just nylon polyester. It's pretty cool because if you look inside, you can tell it's actually just folded inwards and it's not actually stitched in. So the whole shoe is actually quite thin. And if you have any of the other CLOT models, you kind of know that that's like their thing. The Air Max 1s don't really have a liner. You're pretty much just feeling the raw leather on the inside if you ever wear them. Insole's also the same, kind of woven top on it. And then getting to the outsole, I believe this is probably like EVA foam or something like that. And then you have more foam on the bottom, and then you have this molded rubber. And then finishing things off with the tongue, woven nylon or polyester with same thing, probably cotton blended laces here on top, 2 laces. And now that pretty much does it for the materials. I don't think I missed any of the other materials, and that's about it. So lots of unique materials on here, I think, that you won't see too often, and then now I want to talk about the overall design of the sneaker. So if you've been following my channel for a while, I'd like to point out some like design concepts that they use for the sneaker. So something that's always pretty prevalent on the LD Waffle is just the use of doubling, right? Is you see the double vamp, the double swoosh, the double laces, the double heel counter panels, the double outsole. So they like to stack a lot of other things, the eye stays. And you know, there's a couple other companies that like to do this as well, like Stussy with their logos. They do it a little more subliminally, but this sneaker makes it very obvious. And I'm generally not a huge fan of this type of style, but I think for the LD Waffle, it's quite cool because it finds a good balance between being too busy and still being like a wearable shoe. My favorite aspect of this shoe has definitely got to be the orange. I'm a big fan of orange. The one thing that I think detracts away from the design, but it is a CLOT design, which is going to be the kind of almost opaque but still transparent netting on this sneaker. You gotta really have your sock game on point. But you know, for me, honestly, I'll probably just wear these with like black socks or white socks. I'm not super big on like crazy colored socks. Like I don't think I would wear orange socks. And I think the coolest part about the Waffle has definitely gotta be the Waffle outsole for the bottoms. If you guys don't know, the Waffle outsole is really just part of Nike or Blue Ribbon Sports history from way back in the day. As you can tell, they probably display this US patent number right here. It's a pretty small patent number if you keep track. They're pretty much in like the tens of millions now, I believe. So this is definitely an old patent, so it kind of pays homage. The design of the sneaker pays homage to the original Waffle runner that was probably used. And my only gripe about this is like just for everyday wear, because the original pair was probably designed for the track. I think it was probably more durable. If you ever looked at any track shoes, they're very thin. So this stays quite true to that with the addition of the foam and all that, but the actual molded rubber itself is still very thin. So once you wear these into the ground, these are gonna probably become pretty uncomfortable because the only thing that has height to it really for the outsole is just the nubs. So you might have to get this resoled pretty often if you wear these a lot. So I just worry about the durability of this design. But now I want to talk a little bit more about where I got these. So I got these directly from CLOT in Hong Kong, the company that Sacai collabed with. I got these for about $210 after shipping and tax. So a little expensive, and I'm sure you know what I want to talk about right now, which is going to be the secondary pricing on this sneaker. So it retailed for $170 in the States. With tax and everything, you probably get a little cheaper. I got it earlier because I got it directly from CLOT. But right now on the resale market, these are going for basically like tax plus maybe $10 or $15 on top of retail. So if you really like these, it's definitely a good time to cop. They're not going for a whole lot of money. And if you can deal with the netting, it's definitely probably the cheapest Sacai that you're gonna be able to get your hands on. So if you don't have a pair and you really want a pair of Sacai that don't want to break the bank, these are definitely super worth it. I also want to make a note about the fitment. So this sneaker, as you can tell, it narrows down and tapers quite a bit. So for me, it's true to size. My feet are a little on the wider side too, so it's a little deceiving because it does get very narrow, but it still fits all right. I would say, from what I've seen, some people say is that it runs a bit big for them. Like if you have narrow feet, it might run a little bit big because it is a bit of a longer shoe. So definitely keep that in mind. But yeah, hope that helps. Drop me some comments below if you're more curious about the fitment or want some more specific details about that. And also let me know what y'all think about the colorway. Is it just like too ugly for you guys, or do y'all like this? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, it's been real. Y'all like look forward to more videos. I'm back for good now pretty much, so expect more reviews, more previews coming. My name is Jayce. Stay safe and stay laced. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and ring that bell so you get notified whenever I drop a new video. Thanks so much for your support, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.